What's going on, everybody? This is City Wrestling Radio, and this is the NXT Takeover in your house, in my house, in Jose's house, show review. I'm your host, Corey Smith, and back joining me again, making his triumphant return, number 29 in the Royal Rumble, supposed to be out for 8 months with surgery, came back in 1 week. John Cena Powers, Mr. Jose Oseguera.
How's everybody doing out there? How are you doing, Mr. Smith?
I'm doing good today. How are you today, sir? I mean, yeah, everything going good? How have you? You've been out for a long time. You've been gone at City Wrestling Radio. What's going on with you in the life of Jose Oseguera? City Wrestling.
Surviving the COVID, surviving the protests, surviving the cops, surviving. We're doing what we can to get to the next day.
Amen to that. But we're here to talk about NXT Takeover in your house, in our houses, like I said, because we can't really go anywhere, and even though everyone else in America is, but we live in San Francisco and we can't.
We believe in science over here,
apparently, and circles and parks.
Yeah. Oh my God, that was amazing.
Nonetheless, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, everyone, at CWR415, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date with City Wrestling Radio, especially with, I was posting last night about an announcement today, Monday, and I was, saying, big news to come, City Wrestling Radio.
Right.
I think it's time to slowly dip our toes back into a second weekly show.
Ooh.
I think you and I, it's time to get back together, the main roster mates, at least to talk talk wrestling every week. And every week, if there's a pay-per-view, of course, that's what we'll be reviewing. Main roster, like next week, we will be reviewing WWE Backlash. It'll be my first full WWE pay-per-view, and I've watched all the way through, and I had to review in a long time, and it'll probably be a lot of eye rolls. But hey,
what was the last time we did? Rumble?
I believe so. Yes, it was Rumble. Yeah. This is what happens when you make huge announcements, Zoom, especially with City Wrestling Radio. But yeah, like I said, it was Rumble, and like I said, this week NXT Takeover, next week WWE Backlash, and when there is no pay-per-view, we're gonna start doing some retro reviews, starting off with the very first Sunday Night Heat, WWE or WWF.
That's gonna be so great! I can't wait for that.
Well, I thought it was a good show to start, because I actually started watching it the other day, and I was like, you know what? Jesus Christ, for a not even a secondary show, for a third show, they really fucking Nonetheless, we're going to get into all that every week, Mondays, here on YouTube, soundcloud.com/City Wrestling Radio, all of that, or wherever you get podcasts. So there you go. That was your announcement, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Everyone clapping. Thank you, sir. But yeah, like I said, Takeover happened last night, Sunday. What are your initial thoughts on the show? A lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, decent show. It wasn't, NXT quality shows. It was a very, very good WWE show. It was a mediocre NXT show.
Right. Well, I think there's, some things to do at play. I think there's, there are still some people, I think, out that we haven't seen in a while, but I can't, off the top of my head, I can't, without going back, thinking, who are we? Kyle O'Reilly. We don't have Roderick Strong in the mid-card picture. And they're also, bringing a lot of people up to the main roster.
Yeah.
Because of people not being there because of COVID, So
not being able to travel.
Exactly.
Such.
So you have people going up to the main roster, so that leaves a kind of an empty hole on the NXT roster. And then you have to bring up people like Dexter Lumis.
Who? Yeah.
Who's the super creeper leather, daddy.
Yeah. What they call him? The failed. What was it today?
What was he? He's like somebody, the artist. The
the failed artist or something like that.
Not failed, or like the psychotic artist.
Disgruntled or something like that. He had mental issues. He was an artist with mental issues.
Dexter Lumis. I just don't. I don't get it. He draws pictures and he kidnaps people, and apparently. we'll see what happens, but we'll get into all of that tonight. But each and every week, like I said, here, check it out. We're gonna be talking wrestling. So I'm glad to have you back, Jose.
It's good to be back. I miss the microphone. I miss hanging out with you guys. If we can't do it in person, we at least could do it over Zoom.
Exactly. And I think this is actually gets us on more platforms with the video. So
yeah, actually working to our advantage. Let's use it.
Let's get into it. Let's kick it off with tonight. NXT Takeover in your house started with was it Todd Patten?
Mm-hmm.
That was his name. Kicking off the show, running down the whole card. He was kind of there the entire night, making jokes, about a house being given away and 900 numbers. And I mean, it was funny.
It's very 80s, 90s, right?
Yeah,
the vibe he was trying to portray.
Well, the whole show was that very like 90 or like late 80s, early 90s vibe. You know. It even reminded me of like when I was a kid and I would go to someone's suburban house, and I would always look at that in your house set, and it would always remind me of that. So
right, always that one kid that got all the pay-per-views, right?
Yeah, exactly, which was my cousin. So then we have a lot of angry white people screaming a promo or singing the intro song. I mean, well, it was this band. Was it Code Orange or something like that?
You know what? I wasn't paying attention. I was like, I'm gonna go get me a snack while this happens.
Code Orange, apparently a Grammy Award winner or Grammy nominated.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was told tonight. So I mean, they seemed very. I actually thought it was funny because they were singing. I was like, this is a very angry song, but not. But I saw one guy come up behind the lead singer, and I was like, is that Dexter Loomis again? Being a weird, creepy guy. But it was like the guitarist, just like playing with his shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, man, you're going full gooch in this. You know what I mean? Trying to take the spotlight here. So, and then let's see. Then we kind of kicked it off with the first match of the night, which was the 6-woman tag match, which was Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez, and Candice LeRae versus Tegan Nox, Shotzi Blackwell, and Mia Yim. Let's see. LeRae she kind of starts off the match first with Mia Yim, tags out quickly. What did you? I mean, I didn't like this match at all. I could sit here and run down the match.
It was no. You don't have to run down the match. I thought it was a decent opener. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In the future, all these ladies are going to be stars.
Was it a decent opener?
It was decent. I don't have any problems with it. I didn't think it lacked anything. What do you think it lacked?
I mean, compared to like NXT Takeover openers, you'd have like matches, like Undisputed Era versus like Viking Raiders, or you know what I mean, or
right. Well, I mean, it's just
versus DIY and God, the Revival,
Right. Well, it's just if it settles my point of this being a very good WWE event, but not a very good NXT event.
Yeah,
I mean, it was decent. I take it.
Yeah,
but it's been a while since I saw a very good takeover show.
Yeah, it was kind of a typical 6-person tag match, WWE 6-person tag match. The heels focusing on Shotzi, kind of isolating her from her teammates. Kai knocks down Gonzalez off the edge of the ring. Hot tag to Mia Yim. Candice LeRae in the ring. Dragon suplex, which Mia Yim could hit a fabulous dragon suplex. Yeah. I will say that. To Candice LeRae. Dakota Kai kept kicking Raquel Gonzalez. Not intentionally, but it was like over and over again in the match. At a certain point, Raquel Gonzalez, I mean, it's like she is going to be like, yo, hey, Dakota.
Me again? Come on.
And I mean, it's going to happen. I think they're building to the inevitable Raquel Gonzalez face turn.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I would like to see Raquel Gonzalez as a face just because she's a little different than what we've seen before.
She's a really good Nia Jax.
She's bigger and she's not, Nia Jax. I mean, a really good Nia Jax. I mean, what constitutes that? Somebody who's wrestled for 3 weeks?
Someone who's somewhat safe. I don't see Raquel making much. Like she's, I don't want to say sturdy. I think that's the wrong word.
She hasn't injured anyone yet. Let's say that.
So far, so good.
It's not injured anyone yet.
Mm-hmm. She's solid. She's solid.
Eventually, Kai kicks Gonzalez when Shotzi evades the kick, prompts Tegan Nox and Shotzi to kick Gonzalez out of the ring, hits the shiniest wizard on Dakota Kai. Tegan Nox gets the pin and the win on Dakota Kai.
It was fun. I had fun.
There was some good parts, like not the match I'd start the show with, but it was a match kind of left zero impression on me. I mean, Tegan Nox and Candice LeRae looked pretty good, but I felt like a lot of the other women looked pretty sloppy.
Really? Shotzi looked good, I thought.
Shotzi's got a lot of energy, I will say that, and a lot of charisma. And she's very, very well trained. There's just some times where I feel like, she's just kind of overshot some stuff, and I'm just like, simmer down a little bit. Let's like, don't kill yourself.
Yeah. Is she legit from Oakland, or are they just billing her that way?
Unless she like moved to Oakland. I know she lived in Oakland. She trained in Oakland.
So, because you remember that other chick, that old red chick? What was her name?
Eva Marie.
Yeah, from Concord, California.
She was from like one town over. I guess if you're from the East Bay, you can say Oakland, California. What is she going to say? Like El Cerrito? Like, I'm
from Fremont, California.
Yeah. It has to be like a recognizable name. And it's funny how no one ever says San Francisco.
Yeah.
I think the last person to say they're from San Francisco was like, no, I think the Usos did actually.
Yeah. You know what? Earlier in their career, I think they did.
Yeah.
And the last person before them, I think, was Brutus the Barber.
I was going to say either Brutus the Barber or, who was the other one? The one that was like the gay character.
That's the Barber.
Oh, he was flamboyant.
Brutus Beefcake, or
nonetheless.
Yeah.
Then we go into an old school parody commercial for some WWE ice cream sandwiches. I went to Safeway on the way back home earlier after getting some dinner and could not find these things. It's a little disappointing. I wanted to eat one on the air, but no ice cream sandwiches for us tonight. Sorry, Jose.
Only 150 calories.
It's a perfect treat. They were funny. I will say that, because it was, it was like paid for by your, paid for your local consideration. Then we have Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, which, I'll be honest, probably competed in my head for match of the night.
Too soon in the card, 100%.
I agree. Either I think with this match it could have started the show. I think it would have been a good way to kick off the show.
Yeah.
Finn Balor comes down and immediately goes after Damian Priest. The two exchange strikes, take the fight to the outside, leading to Balor being tossed into the stairs. Backbreaker to Balor on the edge of the ring, which, if you didn't know, hardest part of the ring. Balor relentlessly kicking Priest next to the barricade. Priest goes back into the ring, hits the broken arrow on Finn Balor, and then comes back out, hits the Razor's Edge on Finn Balor, again to the edge of the ring, working the back of Finn Balor. 2 spinning roundhouse kicks to Balor, shotgun drop kick to Balor. Balor goes for a coup de grace on Priest. But Priest, did you see that cool spot where Priest comes up and just grabs him by the throat?
Yeah.
And I felt like this match really made Priest in my eyes. Because I didn't like him since he came in. I've never been a Damian Priest fan. But I think after tonight, I really liked him.
Yeah, well, Finn has a way of making people look good, so I can see why you would think that.
You're like, that's
I know. I think the kid shows a ton of potential. Right now, he's in his what I like to equate to as the Rocky Maivia stage.
Yeah.
Of his career. Still early. He's still trying to find his settings, his footing. So let's see what happens.
Yeah. Then there was a really kind of deadly spot where I saw Finn Balor hits the coup de grace on Damian Priest, the back of his head.
Yeah.
Oh, about to burp there. He hits the coup de grace on the back of his head, which I thought could have been like a cool way to finish. Like, I think sometimes people need to improvise these finishes, not just in WWE eyes, if you don't hit the move the way it was intended, it's not hitting it with full force.
Yeah.
But if you're hitting the back of the head,
you're concussed, buddy.
You know what I mean? I think that should be hurt 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So I think that should have been the finish of the match, but no, this is Finn Balor, and he gets up, hits the coup de grace on Damian Priest one more time, the pin and the win. I guess this sets a record for Finn Balor with 11 wins, the most takeover wins in NXT Takeover history.
Okay, then why ain't he at main eventing? Why isn't he at the opening the show?
Not to exactly what I was about to say next. I think he is going to take the title off Adam Cole.
That's what I think too. The way they were hyping him up and giving him juice, it sounds like he's going to carry the company from here until way past the end of summer.
Well, the thing is there's a reason they brought Finn Balor back to NXT.
What was that?
And I don't think they can think anyone can beat Adam Cole legitimately.
Keith Lee could. Velveteen could.
But Keith Lee right now is involved in another. Well, we'll get to Velveteen.
Yeah.
But Keith Lee, he could, but he's involved with another storyline right now. So, yeah, he could in the future, I guess. I mean, but then he would have to lose and then build him back.
What happened to your boy Riddle? He couldn't handle the NXT championship?
I didn't say he was my boy.
I mean, what happened to Michael's boy?
So I think there's some people, though, in NXT and that have not won titles, but then go on to win titles in the main roster.
Right.
It's WWE, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna push and pull whoever they want, and I'm sure he's just getting pulled up to the main roster just so they can keep eyes on him.
Yeah, they threw out the old how to get wrestlers over handbook a long time ago.
Yeah, and I honestly, I think it's one of those things like, keep people they want to keep an eye on him, so they're going to keep him on the main roster as opposed down to NXT where he could be doing whatever, and he's more money for him,
Yeah, sure.
Because Adam Cole, I mean, I don't think is making as much money as say like Apollo Crews is right now. So, speaking of Adam Cole, though,
yeah, I can't wait for Adam Cole against Adam Page. Wait,
AEW NXT. Oh, in AEW, you mean?
Yeah, you know how the rumors swirl around.
It's swirling, but I don't. You think it's true? You want to see?
There's no way Triple H lets this kid go.
No. They put too much of the future of NXT, of WWE within Adam.
Totally.
Especially Triple H. He's one of the people that I think Triple H sees himself in. So, because of that, that's why Adam Cole gets a star in his very own IcoPro commercial, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
Some of these commercials were great. Some of them were a little cheesy, but Johnny Gargano versus Keith Lee. What did you think of the match, Jose?
Gargano can wrestle with anyone. It doesn't matter what your name is, what your skill level is. Gargano can wrestle with anyone.
Yeah. No, he can. The only thing about this match I feel for Gargano, I feel like even though they're both really great competitors, I feel like it's funny the IcoPro commercial just played behind you. We are literally we have literally caught up with ourselves.
Right.
What was I gonna say? Gargano and Keith Lee are both great competitors, but I will say this: they are way too different of styles.
Sure.
I felt like Gargano was slowing down a lot. Where
he had to.
Well, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So, in order for him to do that, I felt like Gargano didn't seem like his crispness.
Yeah. But you got to learn it, man. You got to know it. Because once you go to the main roster, there's some slow MFers up there.
Baron Corbin.
Mm-hmm.
Baron Corbin and
Braun, even though they might never wrestle.
Oh, did you see Braun in SmackDown? Oh, well, I saw the dude get hit by a car. Dude, I think he might be all right.
Oh my God.
So let's say Keith Lee comes down with a message on the back of his vest, Black Lives Matter, because Black Lives Matter. It's one of those things we all support, and we
and that's something. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say like I said, if you didn't see it on our last show, it's something we 100% concur and agree with. here at City Wrestling Radio. Black
100.
Lives Matter. So, it's one of those things. Yeah, I'm not going to get too into it, but yeah, Black Lives Matter. Because why? Black Lives Matter. That's why.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into it, but it just really is disappointing when people don't get it.
Yeah,
they don't get the point of that phrase. It's frustrating, and I think COVID here was put on Earth so it could eliminate some of these not so. See, I'm stop there.
You know what to do. I'm kidding.
You know what to do.
No, but I'm really glad to see Keith Lee using his voice with the Black Lives Matter message on the back of his vest.
He doesn't get away with this at the main roster, right?
I mean, I think in today's day and age, yeah, he probably could.
You know what? Let's see what happens Monday night. Let's see if we see New Day rocking something, or what you call it, the Prophets. Let's see if they wear anything or mention it at all.
Well, the Street Profits are all in pre-taped segments next week. So, what are they doing this week? It's like a triathlon.
Oh, that's right.
So let's see. Gargano, I mean, he's super confident in himself because he's Johnny Gargano. He comes out. I kind of like the way he comes out because he's supposed to be coming out of the house, of the In Your House set, locking the door behind him, putting the key in his trunks.
Hey, ref, pay attention.
Yeah. Let's see. Gargano, like I said, goes for a tope, but Lee catches him like a little baby, which I thought was a pretty funny moment. Gargano then tries to run away and leave through the house, but the door is locked, which I was like, dude, you have the key in your trunks. You know what I mean? It didn't really make sense for me to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because he made it super public that he put the key in his trunks. It wasn't like he did it secretly.
He was getting beat up so much he forgot about it. I guess.
Isn't that concussions? Aren't those concussions?
Yeah, that's totally a concussion.
Yeah. Gargano tries to get away, like I said. He eventually taking over, focusing cheap tactics, rubbing his arm back and forth into the eyes of Keith Lee, trying to break Lee's fingers through the post screws. Camel clutch to Keith Lee. Gargano then slows down the pace of the match. Lee fights back, swatting Gargano down like a fly when he goes for the outside-inside spear. And you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Tope DDT to Keith Lee on the outside by Johnny Gargano, which I thought was probably the spot of the match right here. That's when LeRae and Mia Yim came out to brawl because, these guys are married, or not married. Well, Gargano and LeRae are. Mia Yim and I guess Lee have been dating for a while.
Okay. Well, Mia came out like she exited a time machine from the 90s.
Well, with her like sweatpants,
with super baggy sweatpants and Timberland boots.
You know what? She's a child of the 90s.
Yeah.
She does what she knows, and I commend her for that. Let's see. Multiple head kicks to Lee, but Lee kicks out after a 2 count. Lee picks up Gargano by the throat, hits a spirit bomb to Gargano, power bomb into the Big Bang Catastrophe to Gargano, and the pin and the win. My final thesis of this match was it was a great match, but Gargano, like I said, seemed like he was working super slow at a pace where he seemed like it was a clash of styles between both men.
It all started when they were doing that exchange on the outside after the first tope when he got caught.
Yeah.
And then they were on the apron and doing that big, it like really slowed down everything. Like he couldn't keep, how am I going to say this? Like he was trying to re-energize everything, but Keith Lee wouldn't let it happen just because he doesn't move fast.
Yeah, I mean, Keith Lee, he's one of those he's pretty agile big guy, but he's not as agile as Johnny Gargano is.
He doesn't accelerate.
No, exactly. Yeah. And I don't think this is as good of a match as the match that was before it. Balor.
No, but and it was placed at the right place and right in the middle of the card. It's a mid-card title that you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Then we have Adam Cole versus the Velveteen Dream for the NXT Championship.
Oh, cinematic mode gets turned on.
Let's all the editors from Full Sail University. This is your final project of the year.
That's right.
No, so this is a backlot brawl where Adam Cole drives in on a monster truck, which I swear is probably the same monster truck that they used for Becky Lynch a couple of months ago for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And this is what I feel like indie shows are going to look like for the first couple months before there's a coronavirus cure. Like the cars surrounding the ring. You know what I mean?
Everything outdoors.
Which in the ring, I felt like all the cars surrounding the ring like really messed up the cameras. Like, did you get that same vibe where all the lights were messing everything up?
Yeah, because the way you light a set is not with a whole bunch of cars with
Surrounding.
their high beams on. Yeah, that's not the way you light a set. So it definitely had, it definitely tweaked the way the cinematic mode captured the video. Yeah.
Let's see. Like I said, Adam Cole pulls in with the monster truck, and then Velveteen Dream drives in a Lamborghini, despite Morrow saying, "Oh, I thought he was going to drive in a little red Corvette."
Mm-hmm.
Like we get it. Like you got it into us last week.
I thought he shook that whole Prince stuff like 2 years ago.
Did you see NXT last week
No, I didn't.
when Prince showed up?
Shut up.
Prince showed up.
I have it on DVR. I'm gonna watch it.
Dream looks in the mirror and says, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who will be the fairest NXT champion?"
Oh, I did see that. I did see that.
And
yeah.
Prince shows up.
Yeah,
He's like,
you're right.
He's like, "Well, it's gonna be you, Velveteen Dream."
Mm-hmm.
So I guess the story of this guy is that they met him in Florida like 2 years ago, and they always had his number on file, and they always waited to call him, and they always wanted to do something with him, but never did until recently, where they were like, "Hey, let's just do something."
Good.
So,
Cheaper than Justin Guardini. Is that his name?
hey,
the guy from American Idol 1 that does Dr. Pepper right now. It's the sweet one.
Is that him?
That's Justin Guardini.
Is that the guy that had the bouncy hair? Is that Justin Kelly?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I didn't know that was him. That's funny.
They're starting to credit him in the commercials. Like, look on the lower left hand of the screen.
Good
for
see. He's like, "I want the credits."
yeah.
Sure, right on, dude. So like we said, cinematic match. Velveteen Dream drives up in a Lamborghini, but he comes out dressed like Negan from The Walking Dead in his in his Hollywood Hogan Velveteen Dream leather jacket. Which, I mean, I don't know. He came out dressed like Negan. I get it because it's that first scene when you see Negan in The Walking Dead, where he comes up and there's cars surrounding everyone. It was kind of the same scene. So, I mean, that was kind of cool.
It was, but I didn't get the towel wrapped around the bat. That was weird.
Well, I think the towel wrapped around the bat was supposed to symbolize because in The Walking Dead, Negan has barbed wire, which I'm like, I don't get why you just didn't have. Well, I guess because the fans would really want. I would really want them to use it at that point, and if they had it and they didn't use it, I would have been pissed.
True.
Referee Drake Warts tells both men that, hey, he's just there to count the pinfall. And Regal said, he said, "I want to tell you guys, enjoy the spotlight." Which I'm like, dude, this this sucks. We got to fight.
Yeah.
Who's going to enjoy this? They start brawling. The match is, like I said, ruined by all the lights. Cole grabs the title and says, "I'm leaving." Cole then hides in a car. Dream follows, swings the bat, but I felt like they were supposed to break the windows right here of the car.
It was that the towel they wrapped. It wasn't breaking the windows.
Yeah. Then an Uber pulls up. They fight through an Uber.
Hey, somebody asked for an Uber?
You know what would have been great if they would have gotten the Uber and then you would have went to a different location. They would have pulled out and kept fighting somewhere else. And then all of a sudden, like, someone's like, "Hey, did someone call a lift?"
And then they came back.
And they come back because the match has to end in the ring. You know what? It's different.
Yeah. Too creative though.
Like they're fighting in like the Wyatt compound or something, but it's all burnt down because Randy Orton burnt it down, years ago. The men brawl around. Eventually, Cole beats Dream, yells, "Why don't you give up? Because you're stupid."
Oh my God.
All right. Dream then slams Cole onto the car, sets up a ladder next to him. Dream climbs to the top of the ladder. Then a car pulls up, blaring their lights and horns. Of course,
it blinds Velveteen.
Of course it does, because it's a light pulling up, so you got to focus on that. So, of course, it's Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. Kyle O'Reilly's still nowhere to be seen, even though he was in that segment a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, sure. Like he's still, taking precautions. He's, diabetic. So
Mm.
got to stay safe out there, guys.
Yeah. So Adam Cole's cuts and bruises on his right arm, those are fake, right?
I think the cuts and bruises were, but I mean, he fell off Adam Cole fell off that ladder onto the car and broke that window pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know
But
how fake
there
that
was some
was.
good editing. Like if I could fast forward right now and show it, I would. But it looked like there was some good editing going on.
Like
That.
a good clip roll, like a little edit job.
Like you cut on action, right? So when he landed and hit the window, they cut and went away, and then they came back and he was bleeding.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, yeah. I mean, I'm sure we can go back, but you're probably right. You're probably right.
You never know. I might be right. I might be wrong.
Let's see. Dream then, like I said, they all fighting. Cole bleeding. Undisputed Era beat down on Dream. Cole then tells Undisputed Era, "You know what to do." That's when both men grab all the chairs out of the back of the monster truck, start throwing them into the ring, and that's when Dexter Lumis slithers from under the ring, fights off Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish, takes them, puts them in a trunk, drives off with them, only presumably to murder them. So sorry, that sucks, but hey, it is what it is, I guess, at that day and age.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Dream then laying in the ring. That's when Adam Cole gets in the ring post and goes for the Panama Sunrise, but Dream catches him, hits the Dream Valley Driver. Cole kicks out of that at 2 count. Purple Rainmaker to Cole while he's sitting on a chair, which I don't know, it looked kind of silly to me.
Yeah. Like, why did he crawl on the chair? I don't know.
Oh yeah, he was like, well, because like, how do you hit an elbow drop to someone who's sitting upright?
Yeah. And why was he sitting to begin with? Oh, I'm so tired. Instead of laying here, I'm going to sit on the chair.
Well, I mean, to be honest, there's a bunch of chairs around. Seat too.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Shit, we're not gonna get in trouble for showing this, are we?
It's okay. We probably will, but I'll have to edit it out. It's fine.
I'll have to put a little blur on it.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Then Dream picks up Cole by his hair. He says, "This is why I say Dream over." This is Dream picks up Cole by the hair and he says, "This is when I say Dream over." Low blow to Dream. Panama Sunrise. Adam Cole gets the pin and the win to retain the NXT Championship. Like I said, I think they're building up for Finn Balor versus Adam Cole. And it was, like I said, if this was anyone other than Dream, I think this has been a really, really, really good match.
Yeah.
But Dream's storylines have been really convoluted as of late. That, I mean, I don't know. Like, let's think about where this storyline started. This storyline started with Velveteen Dream going after Roderick Strong and saying,
just laid him out. Yeah.
Yeah, and like having his wife painted on his tights.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now it's Velveteen Dream versus Adam Cole. Now Dexter Lumis is involved. Now, it's like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. What did you think of the match?
I thought that they wasted cinema mode. It could have been a lot better. They taped this, like a week ago?
Yeah.
A lot more thought could have gone into it. It was just it looked like a waste of Matt Hardy's visions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, it was what it was. I think, like I said, they're building up to Adam Cole, Finn Balor. So we'll see what happens in the coming weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have DX in the AOL chat room.
Oh my God.
Which
they had the big tube monitor.
We get it. You guys are old. You've made that joke a few weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
Tommaso Ciampa versus Karrion Kross. What did you think of this match going into it?
If you're trying to get the guy over like a beast, okay, that's what they're doing. Sure, then fine. But what are you doing with Tommaso though? What does this leave him? Is he just stuck in mid card? He's gonna be that guy that
puts people.
He's gonna be the measuring stick. You don't get into the main event until you beat Tommaso.
I mean, that's pretty good. I mean,
it is, but it's kind of like, it's kind of a waste.
Yeah,
this guy's so over and could be even more over than he is now.
Yeah,
and he's mid Carter doom.
Tommaso Ciampa, he takes the Cross, but the Cross, just smiles at Ciampa while Ciampa keeps hitting him and striking him. They go back and forth. Cross seemingly in control, though, the entire time. Double hand choke slam to Ciampa on the edge of the ring. Cross dominating Ciampa multiple Saitos through the match. Ciampa fights out of the fights back, but knocking Cross to the outside. DDT to Cross through the ropes. Ciampa goes for the fairy tale ending. But Cross powers out, tosses Ciampa across the ring, and I guess he locks in the cross jacket, he calls it, which is like a modified headlock. I mean, right? That's his finisher, right?
Yeah.
Carrying Cross, it was like a modified headlock. So
yeah, it looked weird too. Like you could smell the green on this guy.
I mean, he's been wrestling for a while.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen him. He wrestled in the Indies. He wrestled at Impact Killer Cross. He wrestled in MLW. He wrestled. I saw him live at West Coast Pro Wrestling here in local Bay Area. He's pretty good.
Okay.
I saw him pull up an Uber, but the Uber almost dropped him off in front of the line. He goes, "Just draw me up there." I saw him do the,
Yeah. So maybe he's nervous. This is his first show, right? His first NXT. Yeah.
His first takeover. So
yeah,
he gets the win, and I mean, good on him. I mean, I think he needs to look good coming out of this.
Oh yeah.
So
he got I hate how some of these terms are kind of he got a super rub because from Tommaso. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then we cut to the main event of the show: Rhea Ripley, Io Shirai, Charlotte Flair. I mean, when they started this match, do you hear some weird audio delay?
Oh, I didn't get that.
Okay, maybe it was just my feed.
Like what was happening?
No, I would. It's like I would hear, I felt like inside the arena, like for the NXT.
Okay.
Oh, I mean, maybe like I said, maybe it's just my feed.
No. Maybe it did happen because at this match, that's when the kids came in, and they came in screaming.
You know what? They're probably big Io Shirai fans.
Yeah.
So, Charlotte leaves the ring to let Rhea and Io start the match. All three women then exchange maneuvers back and forth because there's three people. Charlotte thinks she can take out Io and Rhea all by herself. Then it turns into kind of a 2-on-1 situation. Rhea misses a cannonball to Charlotte on the outside. Charlotte then locks in, which I thought was really cool, the Walls of Jericho, transitioning into the Lion Tamer. Because damn, and she did it pretty good, locking in that Lion Tamer, putting the pressure on the back of, I believe it was Io's neck. Yeah, Io Shirai.
I think so, yeah.
Casadore to a double foot stomp to Charlotte Flair by Io Shirai. Io and Ripley both knock out each other with a single punch. Charlotte double spears both women, but then they kick out. Io hits a massive springboard dropkick to Rhea Ripley. Natural selection to Io. All three women battle outside the ring. Charlotte then throws Io into the Tron area. That's when Charlotte and Rhea brawl into the fake grass area. Io appears above the doorway.
That looked very uncomfortable, right? Like they didn't really communicate during that little sequitur.
Which part?
When they were on the ramp by the door of the house.
I mean,
like they weren't communicating right. Like, no, I'm trying to stomp you here. No, I'm not getting. I'm not
selling it. Charlotte.
Yeah, it was one of those.
It could have been. Io Shirai then appears from above the house, does a diving moonsault.
That was cool.
Sorry, diving body splash to both women.
Very cool.
And then all three women are back in the ring. We have a figure eight locked into Rhea Ripley, and then Io Shirai hits the moonsault off the top rope to Charlotte Flair, or was it to Io or to Rhea?
It was to Rhea.
Okay, it's to Rhea. Hits the moonsault to Rhea, pins Rhea Ripley to win the NXT Women's Championship. I mean, it was the first time in a while I watched a pay-per-view and it wasn't spoiled for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was happy. I liked the show. I liked the match.
I like this match a lot. Number 2.
You know what was your match of the night? What did you think of this match at the end of the night? Like after when Io Shirai is your new NXT Women's Champion, what do you think of that?
It was very satisfying for some reason.
Yeah. No, I think so too.
It was like peeling the plastic off the cover of your iPhone when you first buy it.
Yeah. And Io Shirai definitely deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
She's out of the three women, like Rhea held the title. Charlotte currently was holding the title.
Mm-hmm.
And now Io holds the title. So
congratulations.
I think, it's cool to see her finally win the title, and especially with, at her current gimmick too, so.
Mm-hmm.
it's awesome. She's someone that can probably carry the division for a second, you know.
She just got another rub from Charlotte.
And I think Rhea will probably turn heel, right?
Yeah, she very easily could.
She's a better, because she was a heel in NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she would make a better heel.
And she would fill the Charlotte void, because Charlotte's leaving now.
Yeah.
With the big hole Becky left, Charlotte's going to fill.
Yeah, they're like, well, let's take that title off Charlotte now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it makes sense. I mean, I would need to see her. You're probably going to need to see her back on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown or wherever she goes.
Yeah, but it was so refreshing seeing her do, battle with new talent.
Yeah.
She was getting stale.
I think people should have stints in NXT. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I think, because I would love to see, what if Randy Orton had an NXT style match? What if so-and-so had an NXT style match? What if it was Keith Lee versus
Sami Zayn?
Sami Zayn coming back to NXT from, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest?
Mm-hmm.
What if it, the possibilities are endless. What if it's Indus Sher versus Usos,
Mm-hmm.
Nonetheless. Io Shirai is your new NXT Women's Champion, and congratulations. What did you think of this show overall?
I liked it. If I had to grade it, solid B+, almost the A. It's on the cusp. It's right there.
Well,
like I said earlier, it's a WWE A, but an NXT B.
I would have to take it one step below that for NXT. I would have to say it was a C+ for NXT. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped with the finish, but comparative, if we're gonna really compare, you really can't though. You can't compare this kind of style of takeover to say Takeover New Orleans or Takeover, New York.
Yeah, well, that's why this is a takeover in your house, because we all remember the in your house years. Those pay-per-views were.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was. I had fun. It was way better than watching.
And you always gotta. Sorry to interrupt. And it's super tough here with Zoom interrupting, but it's almost like the COVID era and the no crowds docks 10, 15 points from a show off the bat.
Immediately, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that was NXT TakeOver in your house, from our houses to your house, or the bathroom, the toilet that you're sitting on, watching us on your phone. Maybe wherever you're watching us.
Right.
So guys,
wash your hands.
Yeah, guys, don't forget, wash your hands, wear a mask, and Black Lives Matter.
Indeed.
And happy Pride Month.
Hooray.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here for today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe at CWR415, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.